Yeah. Bradley's just telling me about the extenda arm camera holder that would allow me to do three-person interviews instead of just two. Anyway, it is Kris Krug. I'm here at the Fuel Dialogues in Vancouver. We're at the Museum of Vancouver. We're in the afternoon kind of creative workshop sessions. Tracked down my old friend Bradley Shende, M20 Media.
Yeah.
Say what's up to the internet.
Hey, internets.
Yes. Media production guy. He's got a cool show on the MSN network where he talks about tech and gadgets and tools and stuff like that. Father of twins.
Yes, that's
well
my real
traveled.
job.
Born in Jamaica, right?
No, my father's from Trinidad.
Trinidad,
my mother's,
that's it. Yeah.
Ukrainian, which makes me Ukrainian.
Awesome, brother. And I get to spend time with Bradley, not just here in Vancouver, working on collaborations. We almost did a show together recently, but also I get to see him South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, and just other places. Really plugged in.
We got to make that show happen. I mean, wouldn't you guys like to see more of Kris just talking to all the cool peeps he generally knows?
It's kind of funny
around the
because
world.
I just do it. I've just been doing the show without you.
That's all you need is an iPhone.
I get someone to hold the camera.
That's it. We'll get to the hip pouch thing.
Give me a little synopsis of what's going on upstairs. It's like a creative bomb went off in there.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, Fuel has managed to attract, with the help of Think, an amazing and inspired group of creatives that are tackling some serious problems. Right now we're tackling food, distribution, sustainability, technology. Even the team that I was just with was tackling the problem of food waste and looking at logistics for moving food supplies around. I mean, just looking at capacity, when you think about the amount of food we have that goes to waste, 50% of it goes to waste. And just the brainstorming that went on, we were thinking about using bike lanes and actually delivering foods to people in need and elderly couples and connecting them with the youth around the recipes and different cultures. Like a million ideas are floating around there. And we're at the stage now where we're putting those ideas into action with some creative brainstorming, actually mind mapping and playing with Play-Doh and Lego.
Yeah, man.
And Twisters.
It's like 120 big kids in there.
You know, play is one of the most powerful sort of systemic. Play is a profound biological process, first of all.
I've definitely integrated it deeply into my own life. You've seen the fishing pictures.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're a perfect example of like sort of finding that inner child again, but then being able to produce from that inner child. I think when you're in that framework of play, those ideas and the people around you are more likely to accept those ideas, and systemic social change is much more possible. And we're talking about a bunch of change agents up there. Oh boy, and I always struggle with that thing that ideas are nothing or ideas are everything. You know what I mean? It's like the execution of that idea, or you go to these things and there are all these great ideas and they get sort of left on the table and rotten like the food out there because you don't put practical baby steps in motion to be able to take them and execute them right away, or we don't build the communities that we need to build. We're so typically siloed in the city and we don't break down those barriers. We're always complaining about that. And how the fuck do we fix that?
You're allowed to swear on the internet.
Am I allowed to swear? Sorry.
Gosh, this guy's Johnny
Mom,
on the spot.
he made me
Can you believe the passion and just kind of philosophical insight that comes through in our little like hallway hangout? It's awesome to see you.
Hallway hangout. I think that's the name for the show.
It's good to see you. I respect and love the work you do, man. I wish we could hang out more. We will find a way to do that show or another one together someday.
Yes, indeed.
Come catch some fish with me on Galliano Island.
Yes.
Actually, one story for those people that are still listening on the topic of food waste and fishing with me on Galliano Island. Watched this documentary last night called The Magical Forest. It was talking about how these forests without the salmon would essentially die and not be what they are. They're 25% more productive than any other forest in the world. But it's not just the salmon that swim up the stream. All these baby bear cubs that get given salmons by their moms don't eat them by the stream at risk of running into a hungry other predator bear.
Right.
They move them into the forest.
Right.
And so in this 100 square meter of forest that they sampled, there was 4 tons of rotting fish carcasses, like 500 feet from the river, essentially feeding and fertilizing the whole ancient old growth boreal rainforest up there. So didn't know that. It was amazing.
That's how it works, right?
Even the idea of food waste is after watching that, is kind of a weird idea. Like, it doesn't need to be. It's not garbage. It's not garbage.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much potential in what we don't use, even in ourselves and even in our physical environment, right?
Hashtag hippie, hashtag compost, hashtag green living. Kris Krug and Bradley Shende from the back stairwells of the Museum of Vancouver at Fuel Vancouver, Think Vancouver, over and out.
Peace out, internets.